There's a new law decriminalizing marijuana, and it's in place here in Connecticut. Anyone over the age of 21 who's caught carrying less than a half ounce of marijuana is no longer going to face criminal penalties. Instead, you'll just be slapped with a fine. It's still summertime, but soon enough, thousands of college students are going to take over Connecticut's campuses. So this morning, we're taking a look at how Connecticut universities are going to handle pot smoking changes. I'm joined this morning by radio host Lisa Wexler. Let's back up a second.
Sure.
And if people are kind of confused, this is the first time they're hearing about this law.
Right.
What exactly does it do?
So what the law does is it used to be a crime to be caught with any amount of pot, or as some people call it, weed, or whatever they call it, or marijuana, I guess. But can I call it pot because that's the name that I grew up with?
Or ganja, whatever you want.
Whatever it is. Okay. So that's what it used to be, and you used to be able to go to jail. And in fact, State Senator Martin Looney was once on my show and said 57 people in Connecticut were incarcerated for pot offenses. And so they decided that they didn't want to make it criminal anymore, like Massachusetts, our neighboring state. They wanted to make it not legal, but not criminal, the in-between. They call it decriminalizing, similar to a speeding ticket and infraction.
And you'll be fined certain increments.
You'll be fined. You'll be fined $150 for the first offense, again, less than half an ounce. And if you have second and third offenses, the fine can go up to between $200 and $500. After the third offense, there's mandatory drug counseling. And if you're under 21, mandatory, it's 60-day suspended driver's license. If you're under 18, your parents will be notified, and you also have some referral to the juvenile reform system.
Okay, let's talk about the college campuses now. People will be going back. And, of course, pot is a popular drug on college campuses.
It certainly is. Having one recently graduated kid, I can tell you that the campus, and I won't name the name of it, in Massachusetts, reeked. Absolutely reeked. Every single dorm room reeked. So it's an open secret, to say the least.
Yeah, not a secret at all, I guess.
Right.
If you smell it with your nose, anyway.
Right, exactly. So I think it's a problem. So here's what's happening. So UConn is stepping back, and they're saying we have to deal with this. And here's one of the issues. We are directly, as a state, in contradiction with federal law. Federal law still makes possession of marijuana illegal. Now, Eric Holder has been instructed by President Obama in this administration not to prosecute certain kinds of offenses. But you know, the medical marijuana laws are gradually becoming a patchwork of legality around the country. So this is going to wend its way up to the Supreme Court again. It already did once. And on the first time around, the Supremacy Clause governs. Federal law supersedes state law.
Right.
So if there's an issue, somebody really can go to jail if a federal prosecutor wants to prosecute.
And now on these college campuses, the state police are going to be getting involved, is that correct?
Formerly, it had been the state police.
Okay.
Formerly, UConn had always referred these matters to the police. Now UConn is saying, maybe we'll keep it campus police. Maybe we'll be able to do this in-house the way we do for alcohol offenses under the age of 21. Which, by the way, is the way that all the private colleges and universities in Connecticut already handle alcohol and pot offenses. They already give it to campus police.
And people say this is obviously a gateway drug. It's been talked about for generations. And what other problems do you see with this?
Well, I don't know that I see a problem with decriminalizing, because I really don't think that Connecticut should be incarcerating people for small amounts of marijuana.
It ties up the legal system.
I just think unless you're behind the wheel of a car, this is my own opinion, I don't really care. Unless you are doing something in which, this is my, and I'm not a pot smoker, I'm the original Pilgrim. I always say this on my radio show. I never even inhaled. I don't even have to, say what Bill Clinton said.
Like Bill Clinton, right.
Yeah, I didn't even have to do that, because that's not my thing. But I do believe that people should, in the privacy of their own homes and social gatherings, be able to do what they want to an extent, as long as they're not hurting anybody else.
All right, Lisa Wexler, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, you can listen to Lisa on the radio Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on 1400 WSTC, as well as another radio station.
1350 WNLK.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
Lisa.
Anthony.
Hey, guys, still ahead on the Fox